Electrocast.
Last week on Ghost Hampton, Georgie and Berto have a cat and mouse talk outside his office. She gives Berto her card with blood from her pricked finger. Sergeant Frank sees to Lyle after the 2 deaths on his porch. Matteo agrees to come help Lyle. Noah tells Lyle Georgie will be mad. She arrives, gets the facts from Sergeant Frank, then literally disowns Lyle for causing such trouble.
Interior Princess Diner, Southampton, 20 minutes later. The 2 men sit a while in silence. Lyle now has to figure out the barn problem too, and people he knows all too well are charged with renovating it. Lyle searches for a ray of hope. Matteo looks at him quizzically.
So, I am not possessed. That's good. How about my house? Do you think it's possessed, or just a possum?
I think not, Lyle. Despite the terrible deaths there, sometimes a possum is just a possum.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear it.
Matteo looks at him quizzically.
Now I can sell that house and don't have to tell prospective buyers that it's haunted.
That sounds like big potatoes.
Lyle nods and finishes his second scotch when a question dawns on him.
So, what happened to your treasure hunting friends?
Marco and Silvio continued without me. On their last exploration, Marco, who was small, slipped and fell into a crevasse. Silvio ran for help. Men came to the rescue, but Marco did not survive. He was squeezed between 2 stone slabs.
Jeez. Sorry I asked. This just gets worse and worse.
Matteo finishes his cognac.
Correct, Lyle. Silvio was there for the rescue. He saw Marco's eyes pop out.
Lyle winces. Both men sit in silence a moment. The waitress comes by, offering another round.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Lyle makes the international sign for check, please.
So, we've both been disowned.
You and me both.
The 2 men are drained. Matteo goes to use the restroom, and Lyle makes some calls. One, to Fred the driver from the vanbulance service, is on a run. Fred's not too friendly, Lyle having left him in the lurch at Justice Court instead, absconding with Fearcom weirdos. Lyle tries Noah Craig.
Now what?
I'm in trouble.
I know.
Matteo Sherry drove me to Southampton, but he has no license. Can you give me a ride?
Where?
Montauk?
Oh, I drive from Bridgehampton to Southampton, then out to Montauk, and then back to Bridgehampton, all on a moment's notice, like I have no life of my own, or would ever want to do such a thing.
Yes. I need some stuff for my hotel room. I'll make it worth your while.
You've heard of Uber?
Never met her.
You know I'm busy.
Spending time with me could enrich your work on,
My boring history of the East End.
Yes, that. Wouldn't you agree?
People with any breeding find my work inspiring.
Well, I've got a good story for you. Come on, Noah. What do you say? I'm at the Princess Diner.
There's a long pause.
That's my man. Silence is acquiescence. Princess Diner.
Matteo returns from the restroom. He has to get back to the parish rectory with a car. Hugging Matteo, Lyle thanks him profusely for his help and for sharing with him.
It is the least I could do, Lyle. I really feel for your problems. I hope and pray things work out between you and your daughter, Georgie.
Why does it sound like you're leaving? You going back to Malta?
I was going to tell you. Monsignor Hannon is sending me back home on the first available Super Saver flight to Rome.
No! Crap!
Yes. Summer is gone. I am still a help at the parish, but appearing in the news media as I have, in a strange, unpriestly setting, is not good for the parish. And they keep calling on me to talk to the media.
There's no such thing as bad ink.
The Monsignor says there is such a thing.
So?
I don't know when I'll see you again. But you are in my prayers. I wish you luck, Lyle.
Lyle watches Matteo Sherry get in the church sedan and lurch across the street. Driving the parish automatic like it's a stick shift. He orders a coffee and waits for Noah Craig. Exterior Princess Diner, 20 minutes later. Lyle approaches Noah's sensible Hyundai 4-door and swings his shopping bag onto the back seat. The sun is high. Lyle is high. He plops into Noah's passenger seat. Interior Noah's Hyundai continuous. Putting his car in gear, Noah points it east on Montauk Highway. He looks Lyle over.
You look like shit.
You noticed.
Montauk. Really?
I need a place to crash.
You said you need to pick up your personal effects. Now you're going to sleep there? Can I guess why?
I won't give you the satisfaction.
I'll bet she won't either. And now there's a tragic death among your TV crew.
It's not my TV crew. Noah, listen. I can enhance your history book with intrigue.
Oh, please.
Want some?
Lyle?
What if the original owner of Old Vic was an ancestor of a very highly placed local elected official?
Anything and everything has to be proven fact. I write non-fiction.
An official who did not want his family's involvement in a whorehouse in the 1880s known to modern-day voters.
What politician would want that?
I asked Georgie to ask around about official records from that time.
Then she told you all such records are gone?
Actually, we are not on speaking terms at the moment.
Lucky her. So I'll tell you, all such records are gone.
That means something.
Like what?
I think Chief Queeley knows.
Ha! Queeley doesn't know much.
Lyle looks at Noah as the car rushes east.
Remember when we were kids and we raided Old Vic?
Yes?
Big boy Queeley joined us that night.
It was memorable. We were all in the same grade. Queeley wasn't exactly gifted.
And he wanted to copy your homework.
I resisted that, and he scaled my homework binder into Old Vic through a broken window.
Nice kid. Remember how upset he was about just the possibility of being caught trespassing at Old Vic?
Not really.
He was freaky about it back then. Made me swear to never mention it. And today, Queeley has some fat old sergeant tormenting Georgie.
Oh?
Harassment of a sexual nature. He's inflating condoms and drawing ghost faces with a Sharpie.
Sick. I feel for her.
Queeley told Georgie that harassment would likely stop if, essentially, I get my nose out of Old Vic business.
Noah glances over at Lyle.
This is quite a mess.
Gets worse. Lyle looks back at him.
When I met Jewel,
The ghost girl.
she showed me Belinda's tombstone.
Why?
It had Georgie's name added to it, and her date of death. It's 2 days away.
Noah decelerates and pulls his car over to the side of Montauk Highway.
What the fuck, Lyle?
Exactly. Georgie does not want to hear any more of my bullshit.
Can't blame her. What'll you do?
Figure it out. Fast.
Exterior motel parking lot from interior Noah's car 30 minutes later. Eventually, Noah pulls up at the Memory Motel. The two men sit and observe strange activity in the parking lot. There's a large broadcast TV trailer on the side of the lot, replacing the satellite van. Men are running new cable into Rooney's bar through a window. The Fiacom van pulls up. Chad gets out and ushers a tall, exotic woman wearing native Caribbean dress and headscarf to the door of a Memory Motel room. As he gets her bags, Silk steps out of her room wearing a black jogging suit and introduces herself to the tall woman. They fall into deep conversation.
This means something.
It means a new TV shoot.
Could that woman be replacing Flo? Already?
The show must go on.
That Flo was a good girl.
Maybe Morticia will offer a eulogy of sorts during her TV appearance.
Lyle and Noah watch in silence as the two women talk. Then they part and each repairs to her respective room.
Want to know a reason why I'm pissed at you?
Is there a pissed list?
You know I'm on the board of Save a Barn?
Maybe.
As such, I was seated at the table with Becky Tuttle in Judge Sloan's courtroom the day of your debacle.
That was you?
Both of us trained dagger eyes on you. We didn't know whose side you were going to take, given your 3 decades of fighting for greed.
Greed was good.
Then Sloan forced reality down your throat.
That hurt.
And we finally got a win. Save a barn. Saved a barn.
This fact does not sit well with Lyle.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Our winning is a problem for you?
Noah, that barn needs to come down. It's totally possessed by demons.
Of course it is.
Lyle reaches back for his shopping bag with its heavy load.
It is. I know. Thanks for the ride, Noah. Hope it was good for you.
Lyle gets out of Noah's car and looks in the window.
Got it. Chief Queeley secretly owns Old Vic and the adjacent barn is overrun by demons. That all?
Georgie. Tombstone.
And you and Georgie are not speaking.
Gotta run. I'll keep in touch.
By the way, the pissed list you mentioned, there's more. I was especially pissed you brought some strange man into Old Vic the evening of your mishap. You needed to bring me, not some strange priest from Malta.
Maybe next time? I'm booking tours.
Interior Lyle's motel room continuous. After saluting the departing Noah Craig, Lyle enters his room and is struck by how much he hates him. And there's something waiting for him. A copy of his Fearcom contract, which he's yet to read on his dresser. The contract has passages highlighted in pink. The text deals with breach of contract and awful things that will befall Lyle if he withdraws prematurely. It reads like Lyle is Fearcom's slave in perpetuity. Did Flo try to dupe Lyle into such an unfair agreement? Or was it Chilton Gregg? Lyle sits on his lumpy bed and rings the tap room.
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Rooney, may I borrow a bottle of Dewar's?
Oh, jeez. Selling liquor for in-room consumption is strictly against management rules.
Could you make one exception in my case? I'll soon return it.
Seeing as it's you, Mr. Hall, let me see what I can do.
Thank you, Mr. Rooney. You have my room number?
Oh, I do.
They disconnect. Lyle stretches out on the bed with News 12 on the TV. It's wall-to-wall Old Vic coverage. After a few minutes, there's a knock at the door. Lyle rises, relieved he'll have a supply of his favorite hooch to get him through the coming storms.
Mr. Rooney!
No, it's Silk. In her black jogging suit, she's as strikingly gorgeous as ever. Her jacket zipper is pulled lower than it was earlier, Lyle notes. And she's pissed. She's beautiful when she's angry.
Electricast.